Hi everyone, I'm sitting outside. Today is a really pretty day. Um, the sun is shining. I was asked to make a 3-minute video with something that's very important to my heart, and that is I want to talk about legacy and bloodlines. Those are the two very important things for me. The reason why I chose for legacy is because I find it very important to leave something substantial, something that has weight behind for my children, and also for people that are just close to me. Because first of all, what is a legacy? A legacy is something that you can leave behind, something that people can remember you for or remember you by, and something that's very important that made an impact. So for me, it's very important that I leave a legacy behind for my daughter, for my other children to come, so that they can know what her mom, so that she can know what her mom left behind for her. And one of the things that I'm really trying to fight, there is where blood ties comes along, is bloodlines comes along, is I'm trying to change my life and live a good life, as good as possible as I can. I try to put a solid foundation down for my child so that she can see that her mom never gave up. Her mom was very strong and very determined. Her mom made sure that her future was secure. I'm so happy that one of the reasons why I made my daughter in Canada is because Canada is a way more stable environment for her to grow in, but also a place where she has a million possibilities, and that already puts her on a different level in life. So for me, I've already passed one hurdle, and that is to change her legacy. Her children will not be born in Suriname. Her children will be grown here, and we're able to put roots here as a Suriname family with our culture and the things that we believe in. And it's very important for me because my legacy is also my bloodline that I'm changing. I come out of a background and a bloodline of a lot of issues, a lot of things that are not healthy for relationships. I come out of a bloodline where they culturally are deep involved with a lot of black magic and voodoo and all of that. And I made, my mother was the one that made that big decision that I would never be raised in it. I was never raised in it, but I was familiar enough with it. I was touched by it, so I know how it feels when it comes into your presence, when you are amongst those people. And it took a big leap of faith for her to be able to change that. Now, their bloodline is something that you can't really change because it's where you come from, it's your family, it's who you are, it's in your DNA. But you are able to change certain things that are related to your bloodline. So I went back for myself when I went through a very terrible divorce. Not many people know that this is my second marriage, but my first marriage was absolutely horrible. I went through so many things that I couldn't understand, but also because I wasn't ready. And after my marriage, that's when I really found myself. That's where I got to know who Natalie really is, and that's where my bloodlines became important, because you come from your mom and your dad, and there are certain things that you automatically or into your bloodline, and there are certain things that you adopt to because you just come from that family. It's two people that make you, right? So in that journey after my marriage, I really had to think about what is it that I wanted, who is it that I am, and who is it that I want to be, right? And I had to look at reality in the mirror. Is who I want to be, does it compare with who I am, with the person that I'm seeing right now? And it was not the same. So I'm really doing my best for my child to stop certain things in my bloodline so that I do not continue them. One of the things is, it's a little bit touchy and emotional, but for example, in my bloodline from my father's side, it is very common to be unfaithful. It's very common to have multiple women, multiple men. That's just their way of living. My dad's brother, my father's father, all of them lived with different women, have children all over the place. And my father was the same way. And here I am, a product of him, right? Which is not bad. Absolutely proud of him. I love him. But it's a bloodline situation, and it just came down from generation to generation. So now when it comes to me, I have to operate in a certain way to protect myself, because one, I know that in reality, I'm very, I think, light about it. It's very open. It can easily adopt to me because it's in my blood, and my blood speaks, right? So I had to change certain things in the way of how I think and the things that I wanted for myself. And one of the things was that I said I would never be with multiple men, but I will choose one, and I will try to make it work, and I would do my best, everything that I can, that it would not go on to the next generation. So it's very important that we know what is in our bloodline, right? What is associated with it? Associated with it is that you're able to lie to one person, telling them that you're single, but you're not, having the capability of basically being a fraud. Like you're not honest. And to be honest, that is something that after my divorce, I found out that it is in my DNA. It comes easy for me to just tell a story, but it's not true. And it doesn't bother me. That's because it's a part of my bloodline. People before me have done it so many times in my not in my generation, but in my bloodline, so to speak. So it's very important to me that I change the way that I think, change the way how I behave, even though it's in my blood. That doesn't mean I have to do it. That doesn't mean I have to answer to it when it calls out. It also means that it puts me in a place of discipline. It puts me in a place of peace, and it puts me in a place of wanting to be a better person, not only for myself, but for my children. And that's why my legacy and behavior change in my bloodline is very important for me, because I want my child to look up to me one day and say, "Mommy, thank you for letting it stop by me." I never want my child to cry tears that I cried. I never want my child to experience certain sadness and miserable things in my life that I have had my portion of. I want her to have her own experience. I want her to be free. I want her to be able to know that my mom overcame, so I'm an overcomer. I'm a victor. I want her to be positive in life. I want her to have this great feeling that she can do anything, and there's nothing that can keep you back. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys.